please come forward. Hello again. As you all know, this winter's storms have left Santa Cruz County with many true emergencies that actually do probably need FEMA funds. We have closed schools, we have closed streets that need repair and are definitely emergencies. Iowa Pacific's holiday train may bring in a few extra tourist dollars to us, and a small amount of freight may take a truck or two off of the road, but these things are not transit solutions, and this bridge being out of commission is not harming any member of our community. This is not a true emergency. Rather than seeking FEMA funds to help Iowa Pacific pay for storm damages, we, the Great Santa Cruz Trail Group, urge the RTC and Iowa Pacific to give true consideration to abandonment proceedings so that we can begin the process of rail banking the corridor. Rail banking the corridor would preserve future rail options and enable us to begin transforming this valuable community asset into a safe, scenic, entirely off-road, active transit solution. Wide enough to safely separate cyclists and pedestrians and accommodate e-bikes and other innovative green technologies that already exist and are being improved upon and becoming more affordable every day. And we could do this with a much smaller impact on our fragile coastal ecosystem and avoid the pages upon pages of mitigations proposed in the environmental impact report that currently goes with our Rail with Trail plan. Prior to making any determination, please consider the following points. The current ACL agreement with Iowa Pacific essentially renders the corridor private property. We understand that Iowa Pacific is not obligated to pay for repairs. However, neither is the public. If Iowa Pacific wants to enjoy the rights and exclusivity that come with operating a railroad on our corridor, they need to pay for it. The vast majority of Roaring Camp Track is located on public land in Henry Cowell, and to our knowledge, they have never received any public assistance to make repairs. Why should Iowa Pacific? As you may know, Iowa Pacific is currently being sued for $3 million by Polar Express Life.
Could have been a time thing.
Well suited to become a leader in the field of active transportation.
Thank you, Ms.
Let's
McNulty.
not let this opportunity pass us by.
Thank you. Mr. Scott.
Well,
wow. To the point of FEMA funds, first of all, let's know that if we don't do repairs, then the damage grows and it ends up costing more later. Let's understand that this is county-owned property, not Iowa Pacific-owned property. Iowa Pacific is a tenant. They might be replaced with a different tenant at any time, and we're not giving them money. We're simply maintaining our property. That's your duty. That's our duty, and that's what FEMA funds are for. They're for mitigating circumstances, repairing damage, preventing further damage. So the idea that this is a giveaway somehow to Iowa Pacific is as absurd as saying repairs to Highway 17 are a giveaway to UPS, the biggest trucking company in the country. So let's not do that. Mention was made of rail banking. I'm not going to waste your time on that right now. The mention was made of environmental impacts of what, upgrading the tracks compared to ripping out ties and tracks and roadbed. I don't even want to, it's a nightmare to even imagine a trail-only destruction of track and then reconstruction of concrete and pavement and asphalt and decomposed granite. Building a trail only would I think it's safe to say it would be is filled with more of a can of worms environmentally than just upgrading tracks of an active rail line that's already sitting there. So all of that is kind of apart from the FEMA thing. But before I go, I want to, I've been following the process, and I've been looking at reading the studies, the EIRs, the feasibility report, all of which is mischaracterized by our rail opponents. But I'll remind you that our feasibility study came back with positive results saying rail transit is feasible, and I think we need to stay on that course and keep the tracks and build the trail with the tracks. Thank you.
Mr. Scott. Any other members of the public who would like to speak on this item? All right, seeing none, we'll return to the commission for further deliberation and action. Councilmember Coonerty, sorry, Supervisor Coonerty.
Sure, I'll move approval.
I'll second.
Motion by Coonerty, second by Bachelor.
Just by way of background, this is our property. We have an obligation to maintain it. We'll apply to FEMA. FEMA will determine how best it should be used. As you came into the